Welcome to Grandpa's Tales, where the stories are real and the facts are questionable. I'm your host, Chad.
And I'm your other host,
That's your
Benicio.
line.
That's me.
Today we got special guest, our grandmother.
Oh,
and we're going to talk about their stories.
okay.
Yeah, so we're very happy to have Grandma Johnson join us today. Everyone, this is where the applause comes in.
This is the applause comes in.
Better known as Grandma Dots.
Grandma Dots, DJ, Deej, Dorothy, Dorothy Jane. So we're very blessed to have her on here today. And we're just going to talk about how Grandpa and Grandma met and their kind of story and where life has taken them through the past 57, 60 years now that you all have been married.
Yeah, right.
60 years, is that?
Yeah.
So let's
60-some years.
start off. Grandma, where are you from, Grandma?
Oh,
Where you grew
well, I grew up and I started school at 503 Waller Avenue, Chicago, 44, Illinois.
Well, it doesn't have to be so
Um,
technical.
enough from the peanut gallery. Enough from the peanut gallery.
And I went all the way through school, and my family moved to Chicago, to Berwyn, which was a couple of stops on the L, right.
Yeah, and that was how far, Dottie. That was like
It was
what
like
year? What year would you start high school?
50,
No, not yet. What year? We're just
53.
you were a sophomore, freshman
Oh, I was a freshman.
when you moved to Berwyn and went to Morton High School.
Went to Morton High School.
And that's where you were blessed.
No, it's a big school that held 900 kids in the school. In her graduating class, right, Dottie?
Yeah.
1,000 kids in her class, and or 900 or whatever. But it was a big school. Morton High School was three stories high. It was you could meet a person there as a freshman and never even meet him again, even going through school. And now Dottie was more involved in high school than I was. I played basketball, why not? But Dottie, what did you do in high school? What were you involved with there?
Oh, I did all kinds of things with
Clubs.
with the clubs. I did plan proms and all the dances we had, and then I went to junior college
And
after I graduated,
is that where you met Grandpa?
and that's where I met.
I started I didn't meet her as a freshman at all. I met her in my sophomore year, her freshman year.
You guys met at volleyball. Were you part of the volleyball club, or
Well, they had all intramural
No.
stuff or whatever, and just part of the activities that they did.
I
And-
mean, we played volleyball. One.
and on the other side of that, and then I saw her smile and her laugh, and I fell in love. So that quickly I fell in love.
I just threw on that's the one practice.
Well, it was not practice. It was just fun. It was just a fun thing that they do, and events that they had at the junior college. So, yeah, that's when I got the chance to meet her, and then
You started going steady.
the word steady is not the word.
I don't know. Is that what you guys say? I don't know. We don't say that anymore.
Yeah, it just then after a few years, I went off to college, and she went off and worked for a company called Storm Door, right, Dottie? And she was an
Storm.
accountant there. And
Store door.
Store Door. Yeah. So
And Mitch merchant shipper.
yeah, that was a different kind of company. It's hard to explain it, but you know. And then she basically got that through Shirley. No, through how'd you get that job? Huh?
Vito and
Yeah,
me.
but Valerios, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and that was a company where she did a lot of accounting work, right, Dottie? This is before all technical stuff. There was no computers, no nothing like that. So, so she did all that, and you met a lot of people there too, and became friends with them too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mary Mudd.
Mary Monroe.
And this was in Chicago,
Yeah.
or like in
Where she was working was in Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
And then this was going on for how many years, Grandpa? How many years was it?
What?
How many years did you guys date?
I guess
Grandma, you tell me, Grandma, how many years was it? You tell me, because you told me earlier.
maybe 7.
7
8
years. 7, 8 years.
Well, whatever it was, and then I got, and then the company at that time that I worked for at that time was Standard Fruit, and they were gonna move me, and which I probably knew was gonna happen, and that's when we got married.
So did you guys get married because you were gonna move? You're like, I need to tie the knot before we move.
Well, no, I guess in a way, yes and no. I mean, it was, she, you see, you got to understand, my mother and father, my mother, okay, said, she was a great cook, and I really loved being over at that house, and then finally my dad said, son, that door swings both ways. I said, well, I guess I might as well get married. So,
but did you guys know you guys were gonna get married? Those whole 8 years, you guys were thinking that you guys were probably gonna get married, or?
it was assumed.
Oh, you couldn't see it, but Grandma's reaction was kind of funny when she was like,
Yeah, it was, and then of course we went down to Indianapolis. They transferred me to Indianapolis to work with Charlie Palmer, and as an assistant to him, and did a lot of running around. Dottie and I both went down to Atlanta, and in fact, when we were in Atlanta, we did a lot of traveling down or moving around and seeing scenery down there. Remember, Dottie? Remember we went over to the mountain. What's that mountain? I can't think of the name of that thing.
Stone Mountain.
Stone Mountain. Yeah.
in Atlanta, or?
Yeah, it's a famous thing, and
In the South.
yeah, and but it really was a nice experience, for me and for Dottie, which she's hanging around the pool and whatnot, and of course she was expecting that by that time.
In Indianapolis?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I moved 3 times when I was pregnant.
That's crazy.
When I was
Well, first of all,
Hey, let her finish. How many times? 3 times, or?
3 times at Milwaukee,
Cincinnati.
Indianapolis, then
Cincinnati.
Milwaukee. Oh, Chicago, Indianapolis,
Milwaukee.
and Milwaukee,
And then Cincinnati.
and then Cincinnati. And by then I was through having kids.
Well, yeah, I think, I look back and think about Jennifer. Oh my goodness, when we moved to Milwaukee, right, Dottie? How long were you pregnant there when we gave to Jennifer?
A month.
1 month. We moved, and 1 month later she had the baby. Now that's a lot asking of any woman or any person, as far as I'm concerned. But Grandma Dodds was flexible in a lot of ways, And then we moved to. Then we went. Yeah.
Can we rewind here real quick? I'm kind of curious, Grandma. We didn't really talk about like your mom and your sister, but like how did they think? What did they think of Grandpa and your brother as well? Like, what did they think of Grandpa? What did they think of you picking up and moving to Indianapolis?
Oh, they were fine with it.
They didn't care. They were like, get out of the house.
Yeah, yeah. And my sister came.
Yeah, she spent a lot of time.
She came
To Indianapolis
to Indianapolis,
to stay with us.
and then she came when we were in
Cincinnati too.
Cincinnati and Milwaukee.
Yeah, because
She used to come
Yeah.
with the nuns.
Oh yeah, that time. She's Kathy.
because you're really close with your sister.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and so yeah, she babysat and or whatever. She did a lot when we were in Cincinnati. And in Cincinnati, we were there, and Eric was born actually on the right. I mean, what was it, Indianapolis? Cincinnati, rather. God, he was born just 15 right on the 4th of July. He was almost missed 4th of July by 15 minutes. You know.
Oh, and they thought
Yeah.
that Eric was going to come around the 21st.
Yeah.
So he came early.
And
Well, they were at a party like across in another state.
And we were and Tom Guinea, who we were with, he said, "I think you should go." and she sure enough, and whereas the first one, Jennifer was, I could always remember that when Jennifer was born, and Milwaukee when she was born, and it was a long delivery, right? And our long time we waited. And I could remember you didn't go into the delivery room. So I sat outside and outside and outside, and then this woman comes out, or Dottie comes out from the out, face swollen, and she's crying, and I said, Dottie, what happened? Oh, it's not Dottie. It was somebody else. And there she comes out a few minutes later, smiling with her hand behind her head. And then when we named her Jennifer. Very unique name at that time. There were no Jennifers at that time. And I could always remember call my mother up and then say, Jennifer, what kind of name is Jennifer? Oh, like Yenny Lynn. You're like Yenny Lynn, Oh yeah. That was one of those that eras you don't forget, and but when we moved to Cincinnati, we were there how many years, Donnie?
we were there 3 years.
More than 3 or
No,
It was like
7.
5, yeah, 7,
Yeah.
6, 7.
Yeah.
Now we went when we were in Indianapolis, we went to the 500, and when we were in Cincinnati, we went to Louisville and to the Kentucky Derby. So we saw, in both places. So and that was really interesting. It was just an interesting time, when you could see how the growth of the areas. Cincinnati was a very hilly city, had some scenic overviews. It was really on the Ohio River. Had a couple of great restaurants there we used to go to on the river on a boat, right, Donnie? Remember that? But we had had a great friend there in Tom Guinea and his wife and Joyce, and so they're really nice people to be around.
I want to change the subject here. So Grandma, you're over the years, you have gotten pretty close or gotten to know Grandpa's family pretty well.
Yeah.
how has that been? I mean, being with like Harriet and the nephews and the nieces, they all love you to death. But how was it meeting Harriet for the first time and Gordon and Haggart and
I met them. I met all those people. The only people that were married at the time were were Haggart and Harriet. And
first time, yeah.
and then Wally got married when we were there. Lynn and
Oh, I got
Honey.
married. Yeah, then
and then
Gordon and Loretta.
and then we got married.
Mm-hmm. And so did you go, when was your first time going to Toronto or not Toronto, but New London and
Tilsonburg.
did Grandpa right away take you out? We're going to Canada or like,
No, those kids.
I mean, when did they move? They left. They moved. I mean, they didn't move until after you guys were married. When did they move to Toronto or Tilsonburg?
Tilsonburg, I think.
Oh, they met.
Because Harriet met Ray and
she
Was there a long time
she
before.
went there from the wedding
yeah, straight to Tilsonburg.
No,
to the house with no bathrooms
Yeah.
inside.
That was really, very farm, a primitive farm almost.
And how often did you guys go visit?
Oh, every.
Or was it until later when they had all the kids and everything? Or
Yeah, then we went. We went
From
to
Cincinnati.
visit them.
We went from Cincinnati because Cincinnati was a lot closer.
because it's right on the lake, one of the lakes.
I-75, you go I-75 straight north towards Detroit, but that's right. And then you would go to the 401 down all the way to Tilsonburg.
How often would you visit?
Huh?
How often would you visit?
Every year.
Every year. So you saw those kids be raised. You saw them since they were young.
Very close.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And Diane.
mean,
Oh God, and their children. Yeah. So.
and their children came down to
And Diane was such a cutie pie when she was a little younger kid. Always impressed with your house, Dottie. Remember that? Yeah.
She was so impressed with my mother's had the skirt around the bathroom. So
Yeah.
And
Diane had a real she was at that time, oh, that's great. Oh God, remember that cabin that we stayed in? Oh, it was a converted garage, and when we went up to Booth Lake, and God, it's.
your mother didn't want us to go there.
Oh, well, no, Booth Lake.
No, it wasn't Booth Lake.
Oh, I'm talking about the time we went up to that where we stayed there with all the Canadians.
Georgian Bay.
Yeah.
And that wasn't Booth Lake.
Well, I just don't exactly know, but I think anyway, it was in that period of time that we went up there. But
and then when did you guys stop going?
when we moved up here, it got to be a little,
A little different.
And then we went up there when they got married.
Yeah.
There, Jamie and Eric were in the
weddings.
wedding,
For who?
Lynn's wedding, and then Dennis's wedding. They were in, and when they were married.
And then Benicio and what do you call it? Benicio went up there.
Yeah, for
And
an older wedding. Yeah.
and well, he was a kid. He was up there, and then Joaquin was up there. Remember they were dancing at? I can't remember which one it was, but they were, And I remember carrying out Benicio out to the car. He fell asleep at the table. And it got to the point that he was a little heavy, so I turned him over to Bogar. And he said, yeah, I think you take it from here, And yeah, he was a big baby. And
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to say about Canada or knowing Grandpa's family at all? Or
No.
we're kind of just bouncing around here. Grandpa always loves to tell the story of, I don't know if you want to tell this story, but the race and how supportive he's been of your. Have you been a supportive of her racing career?
oh, you mean her running career?
Yeah.
Running. Well, Dottie, Grandma Dots, started off.
Yeah, Grandma doesn't want to tell the story. She's already annoyed. She's already.
I can remember when we got it. We were short distance. Okay, I ran hard. Anaerobics. Like 2 miles real fast or faster. And then we got in what they call long-term distance, which was an aerobic type thing where you could walk, run, and breathe at the same time. So you weren't exhausted. You never got And
Wow.
Who got you into that? Was that his idea? Was the big running, or like were you always a runner before?
I was the runner. I was the person that
Got him. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't mean to offend you.
Yeah,
Grandma was so offended. She was like, "How dare you?"
I ran in one race. We went in one race together, getting in the gear. It's a 6.2 mile race at that time. I ran that, and I ran with Grandma Dots, and we came across the finish line together. So, but anyway, and I was running on a track at the Hell Club. It was 11 laps to a mile, and that's where Grandma ran for an hour first time. She came to my office, which wasn't that far away, all sweat up. I did it. I ran for an hour, and we couldn't do it, but it's long, slow distance. And so then that's where we got into the long, that end of it. And I ran on a track and a guy ran past us. I was running with Chuck Rogers. I was running with another guy on his track, and the guy dropped dead in front of us. I mean, he fell down and passed, like down, and I was the first guy on him. My aunt Chuck were on, and fortunately there was a nurse and a doctor on that track, and but I could hear him take his last breath.
Okay, Grandpa, thank you.
that was, and after that I didn't run for a while. So,
What are stories that you guys disagree over? Chad, do you know any that they like?
Every phone call I get about the twins. Just about every phone call I get about the twins.
Yeah.
Grandma knows what she's talking about. Grandpa doesn't want to agree. He needs to call me to confirm what Grandma is saying is true.
yeah,
Most of the time it is.
yeah, that's true. That's the truth.
Do you guys want to talk about your trip to Jamaica or Hawaii? Which one do you guys want to talk about?
No, let's go.
Grandpa can talk about the Jamaica trip for a while.
Jamaica was.
Well, why did you guys go to Jamaica? What year is this?
We got married. After we got married, we went to Jamaica.
Whose decision was this?
I don't know. It was sort of like whatever. We went down to Miami and then looked on charter and went to Montego Bay and then drove over to Ocho Rios. And we went to, as the off season, the fall of the year, like it's end of September. And when we went, there wasn't many people in the hotel. You can remember this is a time, I don't know what year that was, but Donnie probably could remember that. But anyway, it was the off season, so we had a beautiful hotel room, and we paid. We had lunch, breakfast, and lunch. They had breakfast in our room,
And
right?
dinner.
And dinner rather, but yeah, dinner rather. And then, yeah, breakfast
2
and
meals.
dinner. And then, so we had, I think it was $30 a day. Can you imagine all that? You know, and,
Sounds like a good deal.
yeah, it was
Was Grandpa eating all the food, Grandma, or was it?
no,
Yeah.
And was it on his shirt at this point in time?
No, it wasn't.
That hadn't come into
Oh, you know.
come to be a thing yet.
Yeah, well, let me get back to the. Let me get back to. So when we went down to the down to the beach, from the hotel, and when we went down, there was a ship out there beyond the coral reef. It's a pretty good sized ship, about 100 foot long, but I didn't know what it was. I couldn't figure it out, and then one of the owners came down and was waving a towel when I was sitting down there. And I said, "What are you trying to do?" Oh, I'm trying to wave into, wave to the ship to come in with the. He had lunch and he wanted to go out to the boat, and wasn't his boat. It was just that he was part of the event. So we went out there, and so he convinced me to go out with him. But we didn't. The boat we couldn't signal the boat to come in. So we had an old fisherman who had rope oar locks to row us out to this boat. When we get in the middle of the channel that you have to go through in the coral reef, and a storm comes up, and boom, that thing went up and down. I'm saying to myself, "What in the world am I doing on this thing?" And then we get to the ship, and they climb down the ship. And all these other guys were in the water with scuba gear on and all stuff. They were in the water, and what they were trying to do is transplant a wreck from a wreck that they had discovered the treasure hunter, which his name is Captain Art McKee, who was there, and they said, "Why don't you come in and help us?" I said, "God, I've never been in the ocean." And let alone, they fell in love with it when I did go in with my snorkel and fins, and I fell in love with that because it was so beautiful, looking downward. So I fell in love with that. Got a lot of people involved and the story was that thing was in the long run they got Dottie, instead of her sitting on the shore, they put out a raft. Where we were scuba diving in this hole in the ground, or where we're going to sink this ship, and it's all coral reef from beautiful, And so finally, they got as we were there, we got pictures of this, and Dot sitting up there with the Captain Art McKee, and then he Dot's convinced her to go down. And so with a native, and she got the scuba gear on and went down in, I don't know, 30, 40 feet of water. And she went down into this coral reef. And, of course, I think it was a little hectic on her, so of course I did that and I enjoyed all that type of thing, and discovered the ocean as far as swimming and whatnot, and I just enjoyed it. So,
Grandma, do you recall any of this in
The part that
Scuba diving.
I was involved in, yeah, when I was going down in
scuba gear.
the scuba gear, I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
And
was this also your first time in the ocean, or?
yeah, this was my first time with scuba gear on. My first time
And
with
the thing about
anything.
breathing too,
And they tell you, you're supposed to breathe on, normal.
Yeah. And she's probably holding your breath.
And I was holding my breath then. I was not. I was not a good
Scuba diver.
good scuba
Is this
diver.
where the Silver Cross, the notorious?
Yeah, well, then I went, what had, towards the end of, we were going to go home the next day, and the captain of the ship said there was a hurricane coming, and a threat, so he wanted to get off all the stuff off the ship that he could, a lot of artifacts and stuff where and he needed to get off, but he couldn't get any natives to help him because they're afraid of the sharks at night. So we went out on the boat, and I went to the boat, and we got on the boat, and I helped him unload the stuff that was most important on that thing, and took it back. And so then afterwards, he gave me, or whatever, he gave me a crucifix from a wreck that he found on the Genovese in 1620.
But you lost it.
Well, it's in a house somewhere.
That's what.
Or somewhere, and in the archives. And he gave
In
us
the archive.
In the archives.
and he gave us a certificate too, that said it. And that's just sort of lost in the. But anyway, we yeah, and so that was quite a thing. You think about what you did, and we did. Well, in fact, that Captain Armaquin, we walked out. We went to other places with him. We went to another place that part on the island that he was looking for a fort and he said he wished he had his that thing to find stuff. Look at and he was quite interesting because he had the finding of the year for the Smithsonian, blah blah blah, and he had a place on the Florida Keys. So. Yeah, you can look them up. You can look them up on YouTube, and not YouTube, but you can look them up on what's it called?
The internet.
Well, yeah, you can look them on.
Google.
Google, yeah.
Google it.
All right, Grandma. Grandpa was gone a lot on vacations, on
Vacation.
on work trips. How was that like? How was it parenting, or like, what was like the parent with Grandpa, and what was like the business trips and everything? What did you do? What did you do?
I got involved with the church, with
Restaurant.
I worked in the restaurant. When did I go to work in the restaurant?
But Doug Lee.
79,
We got it,
80.
yeah.
And I spent so much time there, and then I
Later,
went over to the Cow Palace.
yeah, cattle company, and that was a bigger restaurant.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
And anyway,
So you were the one driving around the kids everywhere, dropping them off at school, picking them up.
yeah,
Well, for the most part, they had buses. They came by bus. They went to high school, on a bus. Right, Donnie?
yeah.
Yeah, and the
So much time there, and then I
later,
went over to the Cow Palace.
yeah, cattle company, and that was a bigger restaurant.
And anyway,
So you were the one driving around the kids everywhere, dropping them off at school, picking them up.
yeah,
Well, for the most part, they had buses. They came by bus. They went to high school, on a bus. Right, Donnie?
yeah.
Yeah, and a junior high, and a grade school.
and taking them to baseball and everything. And
Well, I did a
Softball.
lot of I coached Little League and Babe Ruth for Eric for about 9 years, I think. Right, wow, several, at least close to that. And I had a great time with that, and we had a lot of stories that go back on that. And then, of course, I coached Eric in basketball in 5th and 6th grade. So, coach Eric in that. So, yeah, that's brings up a lot of more memories.
did you guys do anything? I'm kind of just rambling at this point. I think we have enough time. But like, what did you guys do in your retirement together? Did you guys just hang out here in Minnetonka? Did you?
Oh, we went travel. We traveled.
Where did you guys travel to?
Oh, to Mexico, all over.
What year was this?
Oh God, where did we go, Dottie? We went to
Puerto Vallarta,
Puerto Vallarta. We went to Cabo San Lucas,
Cancun.
Cancun. Yeah, we went to. Yeah, that's right.
We went to
Hawaii.
yeah, we went 4 times to Hawaii.
Yeah,
Um,
and your mom went with us that one time.
we went to Florida.
With Grandma Dolly.
Oh yeah, we went to Florida with Dad. Forgot about that.
Went with
Yeah.
twice
Yeah.
with Grandpa.
Yeah, yeah.
She would have been happy to stay with Harriet.
Yeah, yeah. We went down there to see Aunt Harriet. Had a place down there in St. Petersburg, and they had a winter. She and Ray had a place. And yeah, we went a lot. We went a lot of places. I mean,
Went to
my
Florida
father,
many times.
and we used to go fishing up north. And my dad could come up with us, and he loved that too. You remember that, Dottie?
Yeah.
And several times. He went with us to Canada at one time, I think. When we went the northern route. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, my dad did a lot of work around the house here. But you know, he just did a lot of things around here, Dottie, right? You know, built it downstairs in the basement. He built that thing in the basement, the bench, you know. And so my mother and father were up here quite a bit, but usually my dad retired, so he was.
And
I'm up here.
Mama worked
Yeah,
when he retired.
she worked in the hospital.
We can always come back and do another part with Grandma because I feel like there's so many more
There is. I think there is
stories
more.
to tell.
I think we
That's
just scratched.
just,
I think we
yeah,
just-
exactly. Just
But
scratching
I
the surface here.
bribe Grandma to come back over here, though.
You're gonna have to bribe Grandma. How'd you bribe Grandma to get her to do it now?
I don't know.
Well, she talked
Cottage cheese. Yeah, I told her she can't watch PBS tonight if she can't do the pot. I'm gonna turn off the cage. I'm gonna put parental controls on PBS and TPT.
Okay.
It was pretty civil today, surprisingly. I was thinking it could have.
Yeah. No, we got some, but I feel like there's more stories. We just gotta scratch that surface and
Try and recall.
Well, we'll
these-
talk about the Hawaiian trips and what they were all encompassed.
oh, for sure.
And because they were very interesting things that we did and spent time with other people and whatnot there. And so, you know, and on the island that Dole owned, we went there when I retired, and they owned the whole island, Hawaiian Island, the island of Lanai. That is really, we had an interesting time there, and that was a nice hotel. And the company paid for that.
All right.
Anything?
I think we're good.
Okay, bro.